Welcome to the Dave Palma Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Palma.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Palma Show. And with me today is someone called Jeeyoon Kim. She's a renowned career. She has a renowned career as one of the most accomplished classical performers and educator. She's an award-winning classical pianist and has a new book called Whenever You're Ready: How to Compose the Life of Your Dreams. Jeeyoon Kim, welcome to the Dave Palma Show.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's talk about your book before we move into your music career and everything. Why did you title your book Whenever You're Ready, and how do you utilize this phrase during the book, throughout the book?
Yeah, well, writing a book has been a dream of mine, and you know, I always love that intimate relationship that you build with authors and invisible readers. And it was really fascinating to me always. And as a performer, I always be able to connect with audience through the music. But through the book, I wanted to create a bridge to my brain, per se, and really walk through some behind the scenes, my green room, to get to performing piano, mentally, physically, emotionally. So the phrase of the title came from maybe 30 seconds before concert begins. There's always stage manager holding that door, asking for my cue whenever you're ready. And at that moment, I have to create so much courage and strength to make a decision to walk to the stage. And I wanted to share my tools behind the scene, and that I believe it's so closely related to tools for life. And I believe that everybody has a stage called life. So I hope that all of these tools, through the perspective of concert pianist, and maybe you can pick up several tools and to utilize for whenever you're ready to embark whatever the project or journey, or picking up new hobby, learning language, and whatever that could be, and get some inspiration and motivation through it. And I wanted this book to be more like having a conversational, having a coffee with me and talk about life, something very friendly and warmth and passionate. So whenever you have those tools, sometimes you feel like, oh yeah, I know that, but I won't do it. But when your friend says that, and oh, you know, I had some struggle similar like that, but you know, this tool really helped me. But then you kind of feel like, oh, maybe I'll try that. So that kind of like light and friendly approach. So as if we are like best friends and having a conversation about life.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, let's take a delve into your book. I know you had some recent book signings, one online and one in a bookshop. How did those go?
I did wonderfully. Now that because of the COVID and things, I guess traditionally, if this was no COVID and in this situation, I could have met readers directly in person. But now everything actually in virtual and online world. And because of the reason, I could actually meet some readers from other country or other states, and it made it even actually true book launch party. I think my family in Korea also could be able to attend it or even rewatch it and relive that moment of a party. And I had some book signing. It's funny saying book signing because I was actually having a discussion, and they could order the book through my website as autographed copy. And there are some questions they have, and I could share my behind the scenes and struggles, the process of writing a book, and that was really meaningful. Like concert after concert, I can always meet audience and talk about the shared experience of musical journey together afterwards. But book, I don't even remember. I don't think I ever wrote to an author that I love or read book and say, "Oh, I loved your book. These are things that I really resonated with me." I just don't. I don't think many people do. So in a way, the author's place is a little bit of more quiet and a little lonely place, not having a direct interaction with the readers. So the virtual book launch party was something that I wanted to meet the real readers or potential readers and actually talk about the process and behind the scene of the book, and so we can actually connect with it. And I had a really great time, and in fact you can rewatch it and be there again, asynchronized party to my to my YouTube channel, and also Warwick's bookstore YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, wow. Well, I'm sure you did a live recording on YouTube, so that people can actually go back to your YouTube channel and watch that, can't they?
Yes.
Yeah. And the other book signing was actually in a bookshop, is that right?
It was virtual again. There was a book person in the Zoom, and there was interviewer in another screen, and I was there. And they encouraged to come to their bookstore and get autographed copy right there. But it was all virtual and discussion, and people were there in a Facebook Live and ask questions and whatnot. But then afterwards, that recorded version was posted on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that's great stuff. Okay, so let's take a delve in your book, because I noticed that you divided them up into movements number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then an encore at the end, which obviously it ties in with your music. You have an encore at the end, so I can see the purpose in that.
Yeah.
But what does it mean with movement 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5?
I wanted this book to be like a written concert. So there is a prelude, which is basically we are holding the stage door and ask whenever you're ready. And then it goes to 5 movements, just like a musical structure. The first movement is about the work itself as a concert pianist. A lot of people would ask me or tell me, "Oh, you're so talented." So I wanted to demystify the talent code. And life is so much more complicated than just simply call someone you have a talent or not. And what they don't see is that lifelong years, effort and perseverance of those work behind it. So I wanted to share how to create a habit, what it means to work and persevere, and so the kind of decoding the talent code. And then the second movement is about the mind, because I guess I am more in front of public and is more prone to hear this negative voice from outside or from inside more. So those could be a music critic on the newspaper after I give a concert, or during or preparing or after a concert myself generating some of the negative voice. So a lot of times for me is I call it a monster in my head. It's a critical preparation to be happy and to enjoy what I do. And what I notice is that I'm not the only one who has a monster, but everybody has a monster in their head. And I wanted to share my tools, how to tame this monster. I know it will just magically disappear, but there's definitely tools that we can strengthen it. And kind of know that that's there, but it doesn't really interfere what I do or joy of life. And then the third movement is about creativity. Again, I believe that everybody has the inner child called creative mind. And it's not like someone is more creative and the other is not. And I believe that when we nurture the inner child who wants to play and have fun and be creative, be open to make mistake and be laughing about it, we have a more deeper relationship with ourselves and to enjoy life more. So I emphasize how to dream more, why dreaming is muscle, and just encourage people to how to be more childlike and creative. And the fourth movement is about connection. I emphasize so much of building a strong relationship with yourself. I believe that you have to have a really good relationship with yourself before you can be able to connect with others. So that I talk about the connection, how to build a relationship with yourself and how to get to that point. And then talk about how to connect with others and why maybe talking to a stranger can be really beneficial to you by scientifically and actual the fact, and how to create a community around you is so helpful for whatever you do and to carry you on to whenever you have a difficult times. And we are meant to be connected, meant to be care for each other as a human species. And I talk about that as a musician. What I do is connecting with people, connecting with the music, connecting with a composer who died maybe 300 years ago. But that connection carries me and carries everybody by giving a lot of joy and peace and healing power. And the last movement, I talk about the body and environment, how to take care of our physical body or things. And a lot of times, this part of the movement, I could not skip it because as a concert pianist, how to move my body, what I eat, how I do meditation, how to take care, consider my piano as a living thing. All is just so related. In some ways, this fifth movement is one of the most important routine that I maintain. I ask one of my students whenever they have a difficult time to play a certain section, and I ask, how did you sleep last week? What did you eat? I wanted to find a little crack in their life, and that's often related to what they eat, what they sleep, and how they maintain lifestyle. So I emphasize that. And also at the last chapter of the last movement, I do talk about the death, and it's my editor of the book and say, Jeeyoon, do you really want to go there? Like, why talking about death? Is that depressing at the end? And I said, I would say no, because, we all know we're going to die. This is not like a super secret. And plus, when I go on a stage, I always think as if this is my last concert. If this is my last concert, what there to worry about? And I really believe that when I think or put energy as if this my day to be as if the last day, my perspective life changed. And in a way, if I live my today well, they could mean that I'm living the life well. So I really have kind of embraced the limit of our human, beauty of limit, and enjoy it within that limit. And because of that, our life here is more meaningful. So I emphasize that gratitude of each moment and be in the moment, because without regret. And in between those movements, there's intermission. It's like a music. Intermission is a time for you to take a break, whatever you've been doing, or musical concert that you will go walk around. And there I introduce a piece of music. It's a kind of reverse version of a musical concert. Intermission is where I introduce one piece of music that's dear to my heart and direct them to my podcast to listen to it, my own performance. And ultimately, my goal for this book is to connect with that reader and give them a strength and inspiration with my tools that it worked for me personally. But also importantly as a pianist that I want them to get to know classical music better. And that's where I kind of lead them to get closer to that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's great. You got this book out, but let's talk more about your music now. What projects are you working on now? And any new music or collaboration with any other artists?
Yeah, currently I'm working on a project called Jeeyoon. She means poetry in Korean. Means music, sound in Korean. So it is a made-up word, Jeeyoon. So I collaborate with living composer, living poet, and I commissioned each new poetry for each musical piece that I play for my album. So this is a collaboration of piano piece and poetry. And the overarching title of this is also called Together Again, because this is my COVID baby also. I work during COVID where I could not meet live performances. As a pianist, that was like a death sentence, you know? But at the same time, I work on other way to connect with people. And when I be able to share this album, which will be next year, probably around March, I will give a concert called as Together Again. Hopefully I could meet live audiences, but at the same time that I can connect with them through album. And I would encourage people to think about sentence or word while they listen to my album. That's my invitation for them to be child again and be creative. So that's in a way my project to connect poetry and piano piece, but it's also my invitation for them to create their own version of a word, even if it were just one word like river, you know, or sky or love, whatever that could be. I give them opportunity to explore through the music. So that is coming up, and my CD release concert will be is scheduled April, the end of April in San Diego, and hopefully starting from that concert, I can tour around the country, hopefully around the world when time comes with this particular project next year or two, and share this project, Jeeyoon, and called Together Again.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's a great privilege to talk to you as an author and a seasoned classic, world-class classical musician on the piano. Where can people find more about your books, and also your book whenever you're ready, and also more about your music and what you're up to?
I think I am one of those people you can find so easily. You can buy this book anywhere you purchase books, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, whatever, wherever there be, that book will be there. But if you want to have a more like autographed copy and have me sign for you, you can come to my website, jeeyoonkim.com, and I will send out for you. I think the easiest way for you to get connected with me, it would be sign up for my newsletter on my website, where you can directly know where about. And I also write every other week about what is resonate with me and what I learned during those weeks. So that would be a very similar journey with reading a book, but continuing that journey with me. And I do have a podcast called Journey Through Classical Piano, where I share one classical music in depth, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and sharing experience of listening together through that format. And if you can't physically come to my concert, I think that might be easiest way for you to have like classical concert friend whose name is Jeeyoon Kim, and come to your living room and share about the music. And of course, I am all over the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But I think it's a little more intimate relationship that we can build together by listening through a podcast or a newsletter.
Excellent. Well, Jeeyoon Kim, it's a great pleasure, as I said, talking to you. Such a world-class performer in the area of piano and classical music, and I wish you best of luck with the book. But thanks very much for sharing all this with my audience today and coming on the Dave Palmer Show.
Okay, thank you for having me.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.